They can't see you. Everyone say hi. Okay, so I guess we'll get started. Hold on. Hi everyone. Just a second.
Dad?
Well, I'll get started. Hey y'all. It's me, Tanisha. And we are the Phillips family. Say hi.
What up, though?
Dada.
Yeah, that is your dada. Welcome to our channel. This is our first YouTube video. And my battery's about to die, but anyway. And for the first part of our channel, we are going to be documenting our TTC, trying to conceive journey, because we are trying for... Let me get this introduction out of the way so that these two can go on along their merrily way. I'm Tanisha. This is Demarius, my husband. And this little booger, ow, ow, that's Amir. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Say night-night.
Bye.
Okay, night-night.
Come on, dude.
So it's 9:50 and he's usually in bed by 8. But we just got done watching Bird Box and he was asleep, and when we finished it, we were cracking up on memes, so we woke him up and he just got his pajamas on and he's getting ready to go to bed. So thank you so much for tuning in, and for this vlog, I really just wanted to take a moment to explain what we're trying to do with this channel and what the first, I guess, block or first few vlogs will be about. And yeah, let's get right into it. So Amir, that beautiful boy that you just saw, that is our one and only son. He's the only child that we have at the moment, and as you can tell by the name of this video, we are trying to conceive baby number 2. So a little bit of background about me and Demarius. We met in August of 2015. I was traveling back home to El Paso for my grandma's surprise party. It was her 70th. She was turning 70 and she was having a surprise party, so I got there a little bit early, and my sister and her best friend, who also happens to be Dee's best friend, introduced us. And we won't get into that because that's a story for another time, but we met in August of 2015. We started dating in October of 2015. We got married in February of 2016. For any of you that are trying to do the math, we got married 6 months after we met. And part of the reason that we did get married so soon is because he got put on orders for recruiting school. For those of you who are not in the military and you aren't familiar with the terms, when I say he got put on orders for recruiting school, that just basically means that the Army told him, hey you're gonna go to recruiting school and be a recruiter for 3 years. So that's how we ended up here in the DMV area. And when we got here, shortly after we got here, we had actually been trying since before we left El Paso to have a baby, but once we got here, we really started tracking my ovulation and everything. It took us about 4 or 5 months to get pregnant with Amir. He was born in, actually I'm sorry, we found out we were pregnant in September. He was born in April of 2017, and he's just grown so fast. 2018 has just been a rough year for us, and part of the reason that it's been rough, besides the just woes of, the first 5 years of marriage and being a young couple and being a military family, we were pregnant in October. We found out we were pregnant in October, and Unfortunately, that pregnancy ended in miscarriage in November. And I think that was really when we decided that, hey, we're ready to have another baby. And so here we are in December of 2018, and it is our first cycle trying to conceive after our miscarriage. So I'm not really sure. I don't know what happened with that pregnancy. It was not my first miscarriage. It was actually my second. I had a miscarriage prior to meeting Demarius, and it happened the same way it happened this time. Some spotting, some cramping. Went in one morning to the ER because of that, and there was a heartbeat. Went in later that week. There was no heartbeat. Baby wasn't growing like it was supposed to. I was supposed to be around 8 weeks and some change, like 8 weeks and 2 days. And I was measuring 6 weeks and 2 days. So, yeah, we ended up losing that baby. And they actually gave me Cytotec so I could pass everything here at home. And I will insert a picture of everything that I passed right now. They told me that I wouldn't see anything, but it turns out I actually passed the full sac. And inside of that sac, you could see the little fetus. And it was my first miscarriage, I didn't see all of that. I passed a little small sac, but that was different. And I spent a lot of time just praying over that baby and making sure that its soul would rest peacefully in heaven with my other baby. And so here we are, December, trying to have baby number 2. So this first part of our channel will be devoted to our trying to conceive journey. I'm not sure how long it'll take. I'm praying that I get pregnant as soon as possible, because if you're a military family, you know that we're kind of on the Army's time, and Demarius will be done with his recruiting obligation come July, which means that if I fall pregnant anytime after this month, between now and I want to say April. Sorry about that, my battery died, so I had to switch out the batteries. But what I was saying before my battery died, and then I cut my toe on something. I think it's like a staple. I don't know if they staple carpet in, but a staple was sticking up out of our apartment floor and I hurt my toe. Anyway, so what I was saying was that if I don't fall pregnant between now and April, what'll end up happening is Demarius won't be here for my delivery, because you don't just stop when you're in the military. You can't just stop whatever you're doing, whatever training you're doing, so that he can be here for the birth of our next baby. So I'm hoping that for me, it'll be easier for him to be here when I deliver and still get to experience that, and then leave shortly after the baby is born. For him, he says he would rather not be here. It's his work phone. He said that he would rather not be here when the baby is born and meet the baby after he graduates, because he would have a hard time leaving the baby after it's born. So yeah, so that's what we're dealing with right now, and those are just the punches that the military throws at you, and you just kind of gotta roll with them. So what I want to do now is kind of show you all what I'm doing this cycle, or what I'm going to be. Sorry y'all, I look a mess, and I actually threw the scarf on because we were supposed to record earlier, but then I was like, let me wait until everything gets here, because I just ordered my ovulation strips and my pregnancy strips. And we started watching Bird Box, and then we were getting all comfortable, and my hair was looking a mess. But let me grab everything. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to just show everyone kind of what my plan is. So I took Cytotec on November 9th. I passed everything. I bled actively for about a week. That's a long time, but I did. Spotted for about 5 days after that. I actually thought I was pregnant because the clinic that I went to, they didn't track my levels back down. And for those of you who may not know, after miscarriage, it's usually routine for them to track your levels from wherever you're at. For me, I was at 32,000. So it's usually common practice for them to track them back down to at least 5. Anything less than 5 is considered a negative pregnancy test, but they didn't. So I had, when 4 weeks post, side attack came and I hadn't gotten my period, we were not preventing. So I figured I might be pregnant. The test came back positive. So once I get pregnant, I have to call the OB clinic so that they can follow my first trimester. And then once, because it's my second miscarriage, and it's my second miscarriage after having a heartbeat, so I have to call them as soon as I get a positive pregnancy test so that they can test my levels and track them from there, and also give me an ultrasound every 2 weeks. So that's what I did. And something in me told me that the HCG was just residual. It was just left over from the previous pregnancy, but I still wanted to call just to make sure, just in case it wasn't, just in case I was actually pregnant. So come to find out, I wasn't pregnant, and that's when we realized, we really want to start trying. So I was actually taking Enfamil, Expecta prenatal with DHA, but I ran out of those today. I took the last of those today, so I'll be taking my prescribed prenatals from, that TRICARE gives you, because why spend money, like $30 or $25 on prenatals when I get them for free. I ordered Nordic Naturals prenatal DHA because I ran out, so I just ordered the best DHA that I could find after doing some research. So I'm taking that. I'll start taking these 2 tomorrow. I am taking fiber gummies because those of you who take any kind of supplement, I think, especially with heavy doses of iron, know that constipation is real. So I'm taking the fiber gummies. Let's talk about Vitex for a little bit. So a friend actually recommended Vitex to me because she got pregnant on her first cycle of trying Vitex. And I actually wanted to use it to bring my cycle back because I was on cycle day 41 after my miscarriage. And I know they can say it can take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, even up to 2 months to get your period back after a miscarriage. But I was anxious, and so I started taking Vitex that Friday, and I actually got my period back maybe Tuesday or Wednesday after taking it for 3 days. So it's supposed to help increase progesterone, which, if you don't know, a common reason for first trimester miscarriage is because women have low progesterone, and they don't know that because it's not a common workup that many physicians do unless you have had multiple miscarriages. And when I say multiple, I'm not talking 2, I'm talking 3 or more. That's when they start to do those workups on you, and that's when they find out, hey, her progesterone is low. We need to give her some suppositories or a supplement to make sure that she has enough progesterone to sustain that pregnancy. A lot of women don't know that. So this increases your progesterone. It promotes hormone balance, which is always good for women because our hormones are all over the place, especially when we're trying to conceive, during our menstrual cycle for women who are postmenopause. And then it also helps boost reproductive health, which I could really use right now because I want to have a baby. So Vitex, and I'll show you one more thing. This is Progressence Plus. This is a blend by Young Living, and it has wild yam extract in it. For those of you who don't know, it is said that wild yam extract is very, very good for reproductive health. So if you're trying to conceive, menstrual cycle is off, cramps like crazy, this should be your go-to, because it really helps with all of the things that we go through as women with our hormones and our reproductive system. And a lot of women with PCOS use this. I'm trying to make sure I'm not bleeding on my bed because my toe, but I'm just being dramatic. There's nothing wrong with this. So a lot of women with PCOS swear by this and this, because Progressives Plus actually has Vitex oil in it. So you just kind of get the best of both worlds. So I decided I would try both because I'm a big fan of Young Living, and this couldn't hurt. It's all natural. It's tree berry extract, and it's completely natural. So, well, this brand is completely natural, so it won't hurt. And you want to keep taking this up until you're out of your first trimester. A lot of people worry that it could be the cause of miscarriage because you don't have that progesterone and your progesterone levels fall. A lot of people kind of worry about first trimester miscarriage until your levels reach a point where they can sustain themselves. A lot of people are afraid to stop this during the first trimester. I'm going to keep taking it because it doesn't hurt, and I'll probably continue to take this once I do get pregnant. With this, I just put 2 drops on my forearm, 2 drops on my neck before bed. And then finally, ovulation test strips. These are Pregmate, the 30-pack, I believe. Yeah, this is the 30-pack of Pregmate ovulation test. I'm going to take these every morning just to kind of see when I'm ovulating, because we really want to be sure to catch this window if we can. Like I said, just for the things that we have going on in our life, we really want to try to take advantage of this fertile window and try to get pregnant this cycle. So I wanted to track my ovulation, and I got so many because if I don't conceive this cycle, I'll have some left over. They also make pregnancy test strips. These are what you'll often see in the trying to conceive community, the TTC community, as internet cheapies, because they come 25 in a box. And for those of you who are POAS addicts or POS addicts, that means peeing on a stick addicts, where you just have to test way before your missed period. This is really inexpensive, and a really inexpensive way to be able to do that and not waste money on first response until you get a positive on these. Then you can go get your first response, save you some money. You heard it here first. You probably didn't, but that's why people get the internet cheapies, ICs, whatever you want to call them. That's it. That's my plan. And I want to try to clean up my diet. It's the holidays, so I plan to clean up my diet, try to get in at least a gallon of water a day, really to just do everything that I possibly can to make sure that everything that I can control, I'm doing it correctly, to make sure that my body is ready for pregnancy. And really, that's it. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I'll probably be back in about a week or so once I start testing. I actually took a test. One more thing. Let me show you the test, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So these are the internet cheapie ovulation test. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. So you can't really see that second line, which means that I'm not ovulating. So if this control line, guys, okay. If the test line was as dark as the control line or darker than the control line, that would mean I was ovulating, but it's not. So I'm not ovulating, but I just did that. I just took this one for as an example. But the darker that test line gets, the closer I am to ovulation. So we know we need to get on it. And this is not a channel for kids. Hump like rabbits, so that we can really take advantage of this fertile window. That is it for today. That is it for this week. I will come back and update once I maybe once I get a positive ovulation test, and then that would mean that I was 24 to 48 hours within my ovulation window, and then we will be entering the 2-week wait. So I think that's all for now. If I have anything more interesting to talk about, I will come back. But as for now, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever that crazy YouTube lingo is. I will get the hang of it eventually. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all have a happy new year.